Hello and welcome to Heavy Metal Rex. My name is Waze, and today we're going to be talking about yet another article that has come out. Now this one thankfully is actually real, and it is detailing the new STI concepts that Subaru is going to be showing off at the Tokyo Mobility Show later on this month. Now, I have mentioned this a lot, and many people have been also talking about it all day today. I've actually been traveling for the past 7 days. Actually, I literally just got home. It's nighttime. That's why I'm in a different location of my house recording this video. And I wanted to take this time to actually talk about this as well because people have been sending me this article nonstop. And there's some good news and there's some bad news. Now, of course, I am not the be-all, end-all when it comes to the information about what's going on with Subaru. Neither is anybody else. But the nice thing about being connected to the industry is I'm able to hear some things and have some sources here or there. And there is some part of this that is correct, and some part maybe we need to temper some expectations. So we're going to take a look at this article, and there's a couple of things I want to talk about in relation to what has been presented. Now, this is a car driver article about Subaru teasing 2 new STI concepts, including the first EV model. Now, there is some conversation about one being a WRX looking hatch with possibly some STI-ness to it, but also having a combustion engine, presumably an FA24, turbocharged, of course. The second more interesting item here is a STI, performance, in this case, performance ESTI, that is full-on EV. This part we kind of already knew. If we go back to, where is this? This letter from, too much zoom, March 11, 2022. This is actually when they announced the WRX. Then they announced the GR Corolla around that time as Hyundai and Toyota, which again, that's a conspiracy theory I fully subscribe to. And at the same time, also announced that the STI was not coming back in this particular body style. In this letter, and I'm going to read this verbatim, and you guys can, I'll put all these in the description down below so you guys can read them yourselves. These are not my words. And I know that when I talk about this stuff, some of you guys get upset. Especially lately, I try to keep my expectations to a minimum unless I actually hear something. Now, the original words were, at this time, the automotive marketplace continues to move towards electrification. Subaru is focused on how our future sports and performance cars should evolve to meet the needs of the changing market, blah, 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 regulations, blah, blah, blah. As a part of this effort, Subaru Corporation is exploring opportunities for the next generation WRX STI, including electrification. In the meantime, this next generation, the VB chassis, with the internal combustion engine, will not be produced in a WRX STI. That was what was said from the get-go. It sucked to hear. I know it hurt a lot of us. It hurt the WRX community as a whole because of that, people just wanted to shit on the WRX, which is fine. I get it. Everybody has their opinion, whatever. But if we fast forward a little bit more, one of these dudes from brand manager from Subaru of Europe also doubled down on that, saying like that the next STI is most probably going to be an EV of some sort. Now, that isn't great to hear for some of us. For others, people are like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm pretty forward thinking. And I know people kind of dog on my opinion when it comes to EVs. I try to keep an open mind. When this information came out, I don't really have a choice other than to have an open mind. I can hate it, or I can just see what's going to happen. I did do a video some time ago talking about how Subaru did trademark the STE. Now, thankfully, they're not going to use that, hopefully they're not going to use that, which comes all the way back to what is being showcased here at the Japan Mobility Show. Now, there were some images prior to all of this earlier in the year where one of the brand managers for Subaru of Japan detailing how there's going to be even more to be shown at the Japan Mobility Show. And there was that image that was floating around everywhere. Very interesting, but still doesn't really tell us anything about what's going on. Now this, it kind of looks like what might be happening if I actually look over to the Japan Mobility Show website. Subaru does have this beautiful image of all this stuff that they're going to be showcasing, including the family Huckster, which is pretty awesome. Now I know the CEO of Subaru Japan, I believe he was the CEO, I'd have to go back and look. He recently came to SubiFest for the very first time in America, and the SubiFest team, bless their hearts, tried to shove him in as many motorsport items as they could and experiences as they could to kind of hopefully let him take those experiences back to Japan and be like, guys, America really wants this. Let's make it for them. Fingers crossed, right? Now, all of a sudden, I don't know if this is true, but I believe this is the first time the family Huckster, a VSC American-built vehicle, is going to Japan for one of their shows. Correct me if I'm wrong. On top of that, there are a couple of things that are going to be shown here, the Outback, the Forester, and the Trailseeker, which are not world premieres. We already know these cars exist, but they're Japanese premieres. But on top of that, we have these two items right here. And I will zoom in as much as this image allows me to do so without making it look like shit. This, I'm pointing with my finger as if you guys can see that. With my mouse, you can see this is the WRX STI, we think, gas-powered wagon, hatchback. What? That's kind of what was shown in that blue image before, which again, I was very skeptical about. Now, of course, we don't know what this is. These are both concepts. Last time we got the concept, which was the Visiv concept, we did not get a STI, but instead we got the VBWX that we all, some of us, know and love. So that's here. Next, oh, by the way, this is my roommate, George. I've been actually telling him that I need him to go away so I can record, but he keeps nudging me. Sit down, please. Please sit down. Thank you. Next, if you look to the right of that car, this is the new, we don't know yet, fully STI concept full EV. At least that's what Subaru is saying, is the concept. Will this actually come out? It's quite possible. Everything that we have heard so far about a STI actually coming out, it being EV, now us getting an EV concept car at a major trade car show, this reminds me of the Visiv concept and us a year later getting that WRX, or maybe it was less than a year. I think it was right about a year. This is interesting because my sources have told me, and I trust these sources, that the next STI is in fact an EV. Could this be what's going to be coming out, let's say, later next year? Late 26, maybe early 27. Maybe they will have this concept out and a production model by next SubiFest. And then that car gets taken out on a tour, just like the Series Yellow, just like the Galaxy Purple, just like the WRX TR before it, 22 BRZ, etc., etc. I think so. I truly believe that this is it. This might be what we've all been waiting to see. Now, there's not much to see because this is a silhouette. There's only a couple of days, 15 days left before this debuts. Now, what's most interesting about this is, let me see if I can find the original. This is actually on Subaru Japan's company website. This is the rendering that they have of the booth, so you can see all the adventure vehicles here, and they've got these two hidden vehicles. Presumably, these are the ones that we actually care about. Then keep scrolling down, and they will have a live stream on YouTube. Of course, I cannot be in Japan. It's quite impossible for me. However, I will do a live stream, and we will sit down and we will watch this live stream together and see exactly what they reveal. And man, I hope it's something cool. Now, all this aside, it's great information and it's cool, but the EV part is going to rattle you guys. A lot of the community is going to be very, trying to find a very diplomatic word for it, but they'll felt misunderstood. Subaru, they believe that maybe Subaru doesn't really know what they want. Maybe that's the case. Maybe it's not the case. The thing to always remember is just because you don't like it doesn't necessarily mean somebody else won't like it. And I'm going to keep an open mind. And if it's quick and it's fun to drive, then that's just what it is. Unfortunately, I believe the price for this is going to be pretty high. and that's going to be a pretty bad barrier of entry for me. As people like me, I do not make a buttload of money. Something like this probably will come out at $60,000, $70,000, and that's a pretty expensive car. I guess we'll see. We have 15 days and we'll count down, and together we'll find out what the hell this is and see where Subaru's trying to take us. One thing I know, they are listening. It may not seem like that, but they do listen. Sometimes it seems like they only listen on the more family side with the Foresters and the Outbacks, and sometimes it feels like they're not listening here. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Hopefully something changes. Hopefully this surprises us. What do you guys think? Other than all you guys who've been sending me this article all day long, tell me down in the comments below what your thoughts are. I know this is going to be incredibly controversial, but let's see what happens. Anyway, I hope you found this video informative. Hope it was helpful, and I will see you in the next one.